Deep in the heart of the African rainforest, something extraordinary is about to happen. A story so unexpected, so moving, that scientists still talk about it today. This is not a story about predators. It's not about survival of the fittest. This is a story about compassion from the last animal you'd ever expect. Chimpanzees and gorillas share the same forests across Central Africa, but they are rivals, competitors. They do not trust each other, not even close. Chimps are territorial, aggressive, and fiercely protective of their own groups. An encounter between chimps and gorillas almost never ends well. Almost never. But on this particular day, in this particular forest, everything was different. Because what one chimpanzee did next broke every rule nature had written. A young gorilla, barely weeks old, had become separated from its mother. Alone, frightened, and completely vulnerable in a forest full of danger. Baba gorillas cannot survive alone. They need constant warmth, protection, and contact. Without their mother, they deteriorate fast. Hours matter. Minutes matter. The infant was crying, soft, desperate sounds echoing through the dense undergrowth. Every predator in range could hear it, and so could a passing group of chimpanzees. The chimp stopped. They noticed the baby gorilla immediately. What happened next defied every expectation anyone could have had about these animals. One chimpanzee, an adult female, separated from the group and approached slowly. Her body language was calm, curious, completely non-threatening. Unusual, doesn't cover it. She crouched down beside the trembling infant and studied it carefully. No aggression, no fear display. Just quiet, focused attention on this tiny, helpless creature. Then she did something that left researchers who later reviewed the footage speechless. She reached out, gently, and touched the baby gorilla. A soft, deliberate gesture of contact. The baby gorilla flinched at first, overwhelmed and confused. But the chimp didn't pull back. She stayed, patient, present, completely calm. Slowly, the infant stopped crying. The trembling eased. Something about her presence, her warmth, her stillness, had communicated safety. The chimpanzee then did something even more remarkable. She positioned her body around the baby gorilla, shielding it from the forest around them. This wasn't instinct toward her own species. This wasn't maternal reflex toward her own offspring. This was a conscious choice to protect something completely different from herself. Other chimps in the group watched from a distance. None of them interfered. It was as if they understood that something important was happening. Hours passed. The female chimp did not leave the baby gorilla's side. She groomed it gently, a behavior chimps use to bond, comfort, and communicate trust. Grooming a gorilla, infant, let that sink in for a second. In the wild, this kind of cross-species tenderness is almost unheard of. Researchers observing from a distance were barely breathing. They had cameras rolling, but no one wanted to move and break whatever was happening. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, the baby's mother was searching frantically. A gorilla mother separated from her infant is one of the most desperate, powerful forces in nature. She moved fast, crashing through undergrowth, calling out with deep resonant vocalizations. Every other animal in the area cleared a path. A mother gorilla on a mission is terrifying. The chimpanzee group heard the approaching gorilla mother long before they could see her. The other chimps tensed immediately, ready to flee. This was the moment everything could unravel. The adult female chimp still didn't leave. She stayed beside the infant, even as the sounds of a charging gorilla mother grew louder through the trees. The gorilla mother burst into the clearing, massive, furious, and absolutely terrified for her baby. She saw the chimp. She saw her infant. The world held its breath. There was a frozen moment. Two primates staring at each other across the infant between them. Rivals, different species. One tiny life connecting them in the most unexpected way. The chimpanzee slowly, deliberately, stepped back from the baby gorilla. No aggression, no competition. She moved aside, as if she understood exactly what needed to happen. The gorilla mother rushed forward and scooped her infant into her arms. She held it tight against her chest, rocking, checking, overwhelmed with relief. The baby gorilla, now safe, now warm, now home, went completely quiet. The crying was over. The fear was gone. It was over. The gorilla mother looked at the chimpanzee one more time. No charge, no threat display, just a long, quiet look. And then she turned and walked away. The chimpanzee watched them go, then quietly rejoined her group, as if nothing extraordinary had just happened. As if this was simply what you do. The researchers watching couldn't speak for several minutes after what they had just witnessed had no clean scientific explanation. Not a simple one anyway. Why did the chimp protect the baby gorilla? What motivated that behavior? The question launched weeks of analysis, debate, and genuine scientific wonder. Some scientists pointed to empathy, the ability to recognize and respond to distress in others. Studies show chimpanzees score remarkably high on empathy tests, even toward other species. Others suggested the female chimp may have lost her own infant recently. Grief in chimpanzees is real, documented, and deeply moving. Loss changes behavior profoundly. Whatever the reason, the outcome was the same. A baby gorilla survived because a chimpanzee chose compassion over competition. This story isn't unique. Similar incidents have been recorded in sanctuaries and in the wild. Animals crossing species lines to offer comfort, protection, and care. More often than we think, a chimp named Jojo at a rescue center in Cameroon was documented caring for an orphaned monkey. He carried it, protected it from other chimps, and shared his food. For weeks, at the Sweetwater's Chimpanzee Sanctuary in Kenya, chimps regularly comfort distressed animals nearby. The behavior isn't trained. It isn't rewarded. It simply happens because something inside them responds. Scientists call it other regarding behavior, acting in ways that benefit another individual. Humans like to think we invented compassion. Animals have been practicing it far longer. Frans de Waal, one of the world's leading primatologists, spent decades documenting this. His conclusion? Empathy is not a human invention. It is an evolutionary inheritance we share with primates. The roots of compassion run deeper than culture, language, or civilization. They run all the way back to the forest. Two moments exactly like the one we just described. Think about what the chimpanzee risked in that moment. That was not a safe choice. That was not a comfortable choice. That was a brave choice. And it was made by an animal we once thought incapable of moral reasoning. The baby gorilla never knew what the chimp did for it. It will grow up in its troop, never knowing how close it came to not growing up at all. But the forest knows, the researchers know, and now, you know. Some stories don't need a human at the center to be deeply, completely human. Chimpanzees share 98.7% of their DNA with us. Maybe moments like this are the other 1.3%, reminding us how much we still have in common. Or maybe they're proof that compassion doesn't need DNA at all. Maybe it just needs a moment, a choice, and the courage to stay when everything says run. The rainforest where this happens still stands, dense, green, and full of untold stories. Every day, animals in those trees make choices we will never observe, never document, never know. How many acts of quiet kindness happen in the wild with no human watching? The thought is both humbling and genuinely beautiful. Wildlife conservation exists to protect moments like this one. Not just the animals, but the relationships between them. The connections, the unexpected graces. Both chimpanzees and gorillas are endangered species today. Habitat destruction, poaching, and disease are pushing both closer to extinction every year. The forest where this story happened is shrinking. And with it, every story, every bond, every extraordinary moment like this one disappears too. Protecting these animals isn't just about biodiversity or ecosystems. It's about preserving a world where a chimpanzee can still choose to be kind to a stranger. Because if we lose that world, we lose something that took millions of years to build. Something that no amount of human technology will ever be able to recreate. The baby gorilla grew up. The chimpanzee group moved on through the forest. Two species, one moment. A reminder that connection doesn't require similarity. You don't have to speak the same language to recognize fear in another living being. You don't have to be the same species to decide that fear deserves a response. That chimpanzee made a decision in the forest that most humans struggle to make every day. She chose the harder thing, the kinder thing, without hesitation, without reward. If this story moved you, share it, because stories like this one deserve to travel far. Drop in the comments. What moment hit you the hardest? We want to know. Like this video, subscribe, and stay close, because nature has thousands more stories like this one. And every single one of them will make you see the world just a little bit differently.